Good morning. Yes, it's actually morning. I'm tired. Yeah, and the kids in the background. I'm tired. I'm tired and I woke up hungry. It's like, well, that's weird. I never wake up hungry. Yeah, I'm not even awake yet, guys. Not even awake yet. I even forgot to put my jacket on. I feel like a zombie this morning. No coffee yet. It's like, gotta get up and go walk. Yeah, I never went to bed this morning until like 5. Just sitting there watching videos on YouTube and crocheting. And I look up and it's like 5 o'clock. I'm like, oh my God, you gotta go to bed. So I feel like the walking zombie this morning. Yeah, FedEx truck up here making all kinds of noise. Maybe now it'll be a little bit quieter. Yeah, my ankle's bothering me this morning. Oh. I guess I'm just bound to have that forever. Yeah, not very talkative. Maybe I'll wake up by the end of this video. Still a mystery, guys. Still a mystery. Yeah. Get the walk done and go back inside and get off my foot. Do some more exercises with my ankle. Oh, I'm just not into it today, guys. Just not into it. I guess we all have those days where you're just not into it. That's me today. And I know it's because I'm tired, but I don't want to spend all day in bed. I want to see some daylight shine, right? I can barely keep my eyes open walking. Everyone has those days, though, where you just don't want to do it. Don't want to do it. Don't make me. Walk a little bit faster. Maybe you'll get over faster. Keep the rhythm. I can feel it in my butt. My butt's on fire. Yeah. I'm not even being very talkative this morning, guys. I'm trying not to stop till I get to the corner. Can I make it? A brisk, quick walk. Can I do it? I'm almost there. There. Feel the burn. I can feel the burn. Fire hydrant. There we go. I made it to the corner. Almost. About 5 steps away. Now I gotta walk back. Getting to this point, I think, is the easy part. The rough part is still behind me. All the trees aren't so pretty anymore, guys. All the leaves have fallen off. Trying to keep a good pace, neck down. At least not doing one of these. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be my neighbor? Should I sing louder? Nice brisk walk. I still have moments where I think about where I started on this walking journey and how hard it was. It was really hard. I'm not sure which was worse, not being able to move very good I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do 2 runs up and down my driveway because I am a determined old lady. I'm determined, Grandma. I got this. I got this. I am gonna do it. This is for family. This is for my future. I'm not gonna sit in my chair for the rest of my life. I want to get up and be motivated. I got things I want to do. I want to go camping. I want to go swimming in the lake. I want to walk the beach. You know, I always told myself when I retired, I want to go to the ocean and walk along the beach. And how can I do that if I can't move, right? So one day I'm going to be walking the beach. I'm going to have you guys watch me walk the beach. How's that? Instead of sitting in the car watching the ocean waves, I'm going to be out walking in the ocean waves. That's my dream. Being afraid. You know? Being afraid. Being afraid of everything, right? Couldn't breathe. Had to hold on to the car after a few steps. I'd say I've come a long way. Yeah, those were the days, guys. And I'm going to make sure those days are definitely behind me. Those were horrible, horrible, horrible days. You know, I complain about my foot acting up now and again. But like right now, I'm walking along, it doesn't bother me at all. It's just every now and again. But back then, it was constant. Even when I wasn't walking, guys. It was constant. So yeah, I might complain about my ass cheeks. But the ass cheeks only hurt in the middle of the walk, and then it subsides once I sit my ass down. So at least the constant pain is gone. Yeah. Gotta love it. I gotta stop. I broke the rhythm. I think sometimes it's good to remember where we come from, because if you don't remember the past, you're gonna repeat it, right? And the last thing I want to do is repeat my last few years of being so big. Carnivore definitely has changed my life. Yeah, I definitely couldn't be out here doing this if I never started the carnivore diet. Nope. This was only a dream, guys. So keep your dreams. Someday, they might become a reality. Don't lose them. I still have a dream that someday I'm gonna walk in the beach at the ocean. Yeah. So, one day, I'm gonna be walking the beach. I'm gonna have you guys watch me walk the beach. How's that? Instead of sitting in the car watching the ocean waves. I'm going to be out walking in the ocean waves. That's my dream. I can hear the seagulls chirping. I can hear their little playful screams, you know, in the sky when they're chasing each other and trying to be the first one to get that food that somebody dropped. Yeah, still a dream. I haven't forgotten it. To feel the sun, the warm sun on my face as I walk along the nice warm sand in my bare feet. Listening to the waves crashing on the beach. Yeah, I still dream about that. You know how, I don't know about any of you, but I want to stand on the beach and have the waves crashing and covering my feet. And you know how that water starts to go back into the ocean and you start to feel dizzy? I want that feeling again. I want to be in that moment again. It's like part of my bucket list. It's always been part of my bucket list. Even when I was small. It's like when I get older, I want to stroll along the beach. It's always been one of my favorite memories. As a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you a little story. When I was in high school, I was like about 16, 17 years old. I met a nice boy. I met a boy, and he and I started dating. Things were great. No, he's not my ex-husband. And I really cared a lot for this young man. And he signed up for the Air Force. And he went in. He was a year ahead of me in high school. And he went into the Air Force. We had plans of getting married that following year in the summer. We had our dates and everything planned. He was Catholic, I was Protestant, or Baptist, whatever. And his mother didn't like that. We weren't going to get married in a Catholic church. We had spoken with another church. I can't remember the name of the church. I had gone to it a couple of times, but the pastor said, yeah, we could have the wedding. It was a Methodist church. And she absolutely hated that plan, his mother. So he went into the service, boot camp. I missed him like wicked. And he ended up being stationed in Florida. So his mom packed up, sold the house, moved to Florida. So I was like, well, okay. And then one day she gives me a call and says, Dan, the boy, he found somebody else and you need to send me the engagement ring. I was like, oh, hell no. And of course, Danny tried to call and I said, nope. But one of the things he and I always talked about, that one of these days, we're going to live close to a beach. That was him and I's dream. And when we're old and gray, we're going to walk along that beach together, hand in hand. What a great dream, right? But that's what we shared, him and I. We shared that dream. And then years and years and years later, I can't remember, but he ended up sending me something on my Facebook. He found me. He asked how I was doing. We got to chit-chat. Now I'm married. I'm remarried. And he said him and his wife isn't getting along. They're separated. And he was thinking about me. And we got to talking about that walk along the beach And I said, yeah, it's still one of my dreams. And he said, yeah, it's still one of my dreams too. He said, maybe one day when we're old and gray, we'll get together and have a walk along the beach. And you know, even though I'm 65, I still think about that dream, and it's been mine my whole life. You know, some things just never end, right? But every time I am, like last summer I did, you know, it wasn't the beach that I was hoping for. It was more like, you know, a little place in a cove of Portland, Maine. And I picked up a few shells. It wasn't like the sandy, beautiful beach that I had dreamed about that I wanted to walk on one day. But it was a little ocean part. It did have the ocean breeze. And I got to thinking about my dream of one day walking on a nice sandy beach. This wasn't it. And thinking about the promise that when I was like 17, the promises that we made. Isn't that weird how promises stick with you forever? And it's still one of my dreams. Is it his? Probably not, because he lives in Florida and living in a coastal town in Florida. He's probably walked along the beach a million times, right? And I wonder, does he still think about the promise that we made? Yeah, that whole thing, our breakup, that really hurt me, but it's in the past. Doesn't hurt me anymore. Hi. Kids in the back. In the backyard. Yeah. So, yeah, dreams. You can't give up your dreams no matter how old they are. You know, it's still going to be one of my dreams. I think where it might possibly be is like Old Lodge Beach, you know. That's a huge, huge beach. And they also have like an amusement park, or they used to. I don't know about it anymore. When I was a kid, it was huge. Then they had a big fire and it went away. So, I don't know what it's like nowadays. But yeah, maybe Old Lodge Beach one day before I die. I want to be able to put my toes in the sand. Definitely, I've already told the kids that when I die, I want to be cremated, and I'd like my ashes to be blown over the ocean. Either way, I want my ashes to go back to Maine. That's where I was born. That's where I'd like my ashes to blow in the breeze in Maine. Not that I plan on dying anytime soon. I'm amongst the living now, not the dying. Yeah. Yeah, only a half a block walk today. I didn't even think about it. I was going to go up to the other corner, but I forgot. I just saw my driveway and automatically just walked in. But, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't wear my jacket, because it would have been way too hot to wear my jacket. I forgot to ask my daughter not to park in the driveway. So I'm going to have to catch her when she gets up. Park in the parking spot in front of the front door. Don't park in the driveway. How about you'll forget? Yeah, so I am going to go in the house. I'm going to use that vibration plate on my foot. And someone's in the kitchen. Must be Ron. So I am going to go in the house. I got some things I want to do. I got a pot roast to cook. At least get started. I'm going to video it only because I have to. I wasn't planning on having a pot roast today, but I couldn't fit it in my freezer. I defrosted my freezer yesterday, and it was like a puzzle trying to put all this meat back in order inside that freezer. And it was like, no, not going to do it. I kept pulling things out and trying to restock it. Everything was frozen when you put it in the second time. And when it was not frozen, everything fit, just so. Well, you made new puzzle pieces, and I couldn't put it all back together. So I put it in the refrigerator last night, and I said, well, I guess I'm just going to make it today. I put some of it in my garage freezer, but now my garage freezer is full. I'm not eating all this meat fast enough, guys. Everything is staying full. Now, I do have room in my garage freezer. I have a drawer that I use for steals and deals of, frozen items. So I never put anything in there for a long time storage. It's only for, like if I bought something for something, but for a certain reason, I'm going to be using it that week and I needed space, I put it in the drawer. So nothing for long-term storage goes in the drawer in the freezer. But the rest of it's full, guys. I can't fit nothing else in it. So I'm going to be doing a lot of meals coming up, like doing chicken, and I'm a well, my video just stopped, so I don't know where I was. I just looked up and I wasn't videoing anymore, and it said I was full. So I'm back, but I'm only back just to say, yeah, dreams don't have to end. Keep your dreams. Your dreams are life-going and ongoing. They never end. Don't get discouraged. Dreams are good no matter what. Even if you can't fulfill them, we still have to dream. Makes us human. Makes us, have purpose sometimes. Dreams are a great thing. So I still have my dreams. And I've been carrying it around for 50 years. One day it might happen. I'll have that next walk. But it's all right. I can wait. Eventually it's going to happen. Life has its ways of working out, right? So never give up on your dreams, guys. And on that note, I'm going to let you all go. Take care of yourself, guys. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Love on your pet. Adopt if you can. Rescue. And here I go again. My head instantly went to iguanas in Florida. So rescue if you can. I'm not going to go there. I am not. And on that note, guys, have yourself a good day. Bye-bye.